Hi, Sagittarius. My name is Luciani, transitioning into Ascending Synergy. Thank you guys so much for coming to this channel. I really appreciate your love and support. We're going to start off this reading by pulling a Rainbow Warrior activation energy here. This is going to kind of set the tone for what is to be, what energies are here for the month of August. Okay, so let's get right into it. Spirit guys, thank you so much for entering my spirit. Please present me the messages that you have for Sagittarius for the month of August. All right. Now we have one more here. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me just drink some tea. Thank you. So, starting off your reading, guys, we have number 25 breaking down to a 7. There's a very genius quality that is coming off of us. You could be in a lot of solitude for the month of August, really trying to get our minds right. There's a lot of things that we're looking to cultivate. That's a very spiritual number also, very, very important number here to really take time with ourselves and really access these energies, because it's really bringing you to this 35 breaking down to an 8, this energy of independence, self-sufficiency, mastery energy, learning a whole lot about what you really want to move into here. Really starting off this energy really beautiful, because with this energy, it's like you're a healer for people. You're a very deep feeling, and you embrace people, okay? You help them transmute. There's a level of empathy that's teaching us to understand here. If you're not the healer, this is definitely an energy where we're reconnecting to ourselves, to the Creator. We're not really disconnected as we feel like we are, okay? So in this month of August, everything is coming as an illusion now. There's a lot of transitions that's taking place here. Looking at a subject matter from a new vantage point, really cultivating your empathy, and really tuning in and asking to feel what another feels can transcend words. Like really helping yourself on terms of what needs to be healed here too. Because with the 35 energy here, there is there's definitely this relaxation attached to this, really going with the flow, really really cultivating harmony. In your current situation, are you the music or are you being impacted by it? Okay, this is a lot to do with minding what we're listening to, what our relationships with others hold value or not, what kind of vibrations you really want to be around. What certain vibrations, do they leave us rigid? Do they leave us relaxed? Just understand the flow of movement here is very important here. But there's a big influence on music that really heals you. I feel like that's your go-to when things get kind of crazy, and it really kind of creates this beautiful flow and relaxation of anything that feels like challenging. So let's get deeper into the messages here. For, I was going to say Scorpio, Sagittarius. So you could definitely be dealing with a Scorpio, or you just have those placements in your chart. Wow. Definitely is a time, and that's spirit advice with the Hermit. Yes, as I mentioned to you guys, this is a time to go into your inner wisdom. Your mind is genius, and it's telling you things that only you can get those messages through relaxation, through really just relaxing, so that this new information that can come in, really retreating. um this is a wise energy. This is a mastery energy. Even if you think or subconsciously think you cannot ascertain this type of learning practice, or even being your ambitions are kind of being voided at this time, there's a big influence on success after difficulties, after trying times. There's new passions here, new beginnings. Our passions being reignited. Once we really leave something for good, you could be leaving changing your address, or being forced out of a place that you weren't ready to leave just yet. And it's kind of like feeling like you could have felt like that was like setting you back. But after a while, yeah, and it has a lot to, I feel like this is a financial matter here, where we could be financially feeling dependent on others, or really feeling like we really lack a lot of resources and in the sense of currencies, and really feeling like damn, like what am I gonna do? But we can't feel hopeless about it. This is a time to really get active here. I feel like whatever that's like taken from our ambitions, to really be determined, be persistent, to like put in 8 hours a day of the things that we're passionate about. And doing that consistently creates this rejoice feeling, this level of accomplishments and victories after defeats here. There's a traveling attribute here, where you guys had to switch traveling and itineraries or dates around to financially swing this. So I feel like that was also a case here, and you got a really great opportunity to really rejoice and have a good time with friends here. This is also an energy here where anything that just feels like a test, Sagittarius, don't feel like we have to depend on it, or I feel like it's time to really amp up our, like, pulling in all the resources here. I do feel like there's a financial matter here. And once you start doing things that you're passionate about, there is challenges that's coming up, right? And it's like spirit advice is saying really tap into what needs to be healed. And I feel like what needs to be healed is really creating more resources and learning, going back to school, or learning new trades, or just even just finding a new financial opportunity that can really get you out of this place of lack here. Let me clarify these energies. Sagittarius. Yep. I feel like you're very wise. I just feel like financially is like a transitional thing going on here. If this has a lot to do with a love relationship, I feel like you guys are absolutely going on an adventure or traveling, and it really could like strengthen the union. Or just this intuition here. Something gets found out while on vacation. I feel like you had to change your residence and you moved in with your partner, but then it was either something that was supposed to be ideal and it didn't pan out the way it was supposed to come. Or this is just an energy where we want to either ghost someone because we have other options here, or we were ghost. And I feel like this was a Sagittarius energy also here. See Virgo, Cancer, as well as Aquarius, but Capricorn. But for the most part, I'm really getting a sense of there could have been a lot of challenges and changes in a dynamic of a relationship that really felt soulful for us. You know, really connecting here. But it wasn't consistent. Something just wasn't really consistent that we had to really, we got either ghosts, and they're realizing the grass is not greener for the person that they could have left you for, or vice versa. Or this is just an energy where you were supposed to get picked over a person and didn't get it, and now they're realizing that their pick financially was the wrong choice. I see the Queen of Pentacles both on the board, in the both same position. So I do feel like there's a level of codependent energy we have to really address. Things that we're like, yeah, things that we're so in a space of discontentment and displeasement that is actually creating procrastination here in our life. Sagittarius, it is really time to get moving and really not look at the things that aren't really panning out. These are just lessons, okay? These are the tests that we have to learn. And they're hard. With the King of Swords, they don't feel comfortable. They're very cutthroat. I feel like you guys are getting like a real dose of reality. And it's just like, really? Is this really happening here? And it's like, once we move into our new passions, it's like we have to put the energy and efforts to it too. This can involve an Aries or a Libra. If this has anything to do with this love factor where someone got ghosted for another partner, they're starting to realize, and it's very clear to them, that they really want a reunion back with you. I do see a perfect pair here. I see two couples too. So wait, let me see. I see 4 queens and 1 guy. So yeah, I feel like somebody had a lot of options. It could have been from the masculine energy, and it just really feel like they're blocking your blessings. And it's like, after you move on from this, you might feel like even fearful of moving on. But if you actually do, from this person that is this biggest test in life for you, and change, you might even have to move away from them, change location. You could have lived with them. It brings in a sense of clarity here. You could have now moved on your own, coming out of a relationship. And now there's this space and time where you're able to be by yourself and regain your truth, your honor, your personal power, your lessons from this energies here. And it had a lot to do with when you finally leave in August, there's this big relief comes out of it, because we realized that we were very dependent on them, even though that they could have been, very trying to our spirit here, or putting us in situations that we really didn't want to be in, while they're busy doing her. It's kind of like we have to open up and be a little bit more intuitive on compassion and empathy of ourselves and what makes sense here. That's for a select few of you guys. Other you guys are just traveling. You had to not pay a couple of bills this month to swing something, and it really worked out. Traveler, look at that. This is the advice for your energy moving into a new direction. I couldn't say it better. Like, it's either you guys are traveling this month or heavy influence on traveling, or this is, oh, and you could be traveling with family. If this is the case here with all of these people on the board, you could just be traveling with family also and trying to figure out which destination and choices that you want to make that makes financial sense. Um, but and this is also if you guys are leaving some relationships, really, allowing yourself to like step into this beautiful energy here as the spirit of ice. Um, with this particular energy here, I'm just getting that it's time for new opportunities here. This is also welcoming any opportunities to travel, either to your outer world or your inner world. And that makes sense because we have this healing energy here. You guys could be in deep healing right now. And this is really taking those travels to those inner worlds to gain your clarity, your personal power, and your truths and your wisdom. You're tapping into something and being prepared for something that's a little bit more wise here. This is your emotional and spiritual growth. This is very beneficial here on your journey in the month of August. Um, this is being encouraging to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, because this recognition will support you in going even further. Okay, there's a good chance that along the way you'll make new friends who will become companions for a lifetime also. Okay, so these are the messages I have for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for coming to this channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.